We continue from the previous episode, in the profound sword world. Someone gazed up at the sky, his expression grave. "The sky has changed again," he murmured. He added coldly, "It seems the otherworldly sky demons attacking this time will be even more terrifying." A golden plaque shimmered in the air, engraved with ancient runes that pulsed with divine light. Surrounding it stood the most powerful figures of the profound sword world, their faces solemn as they observed the glowing artifact. One of them spoke, breaking the tense silence. "So, are we just going to sit and wait for the day when the world collapses?" Among them stood a masked beauty, the Sword Cliff Master, known as the Snow Sword Immortal. Her voice was calm, yet commanding. "Who can say for sure," she said, "when we have not yet reached the final moment?" A towering man beside her nodded in agreement. "What the Snow Sword Immortal says makes sense," he rumbled. "After all, this hexagram reading still shows a faint glimmer of hope." He was none other than the giant Sword Immortal, but even his tone carried concern. The few disciples who went to eliminate the source of the disaster never returned. No message, no sign. He frowned deeply. Something terrible must have happened to them. Who would have thought? Even the elite sword immortals of the mainland would. Before he could finish, a female cultivator wearing a wide hat spoke softly. "According to the hexagram," she said, "someone will rise to stop this crisis. I wonder who that person will be." Across from her, the Shu sect master folded his hands behind his back. "Regardless," he said firmly, "gather the troops. Send them to the battlefield. The world's suppression on those sky demons, it's weakening by the day." His eyes darkened. Their supreme being may soon descend from beyond the heavens. With that, their meeting concluded. One by one, the mighty figures vanished, returning to their clans and sects. The scene shifted to the Sword Cliff, where countless disciples assembled. At the front stood their head disciple, his sword gleaming under the stormy sky. "Sword Cliff disciples," he shouted, "heed my command. Defend our lands, to the death." All the disciples trembled in fear as they looked up at the darkening sky. A young female cultivator turned to her senior brother, her voice shaking. "Senior brother, are we going to die?" The boy with the yellow headband clenched his fist and said firmly, "Junior sister, don't worry. I'll protect you." At Kong Mountain, thunder roared as massive flying warships descended from the heavens, crackling with lightning. The disciples soared on their flying swords, watching in horror. One of them shouted, "Those are the otherworldly sky demons' battleships. They're full of people, and there are even more coming from behind." Another disciple gritted his teeth. "They seem stronger than before. We're doomed." The man beside him snapped, glaring coldly. "Shut up. Victory isn't decided yet. If you say that again, I'll kill you myself." But in the next instant, a rain of blazing attacks fell from above, striking him off his sword. Panic spread among the ranks. From one of the battleships, a figure descended at terrifying speed, the Mad Demon. He laughed wildly as his voice echoed through the skies. "Scum, surrender, or die." Then, mid-laughter, his eyes suddenly widened. Something had caught his attention from afar. Meanwhile, a female cultivator from Kong Mountain fought fiercely, cutting down 3 enemies midair. "Don't panic," she shouted. "The world can still resist them." She turned to her people below, her voice ringing with determination. "They can't fully descend yet. Don't be intimidated. Behind us stand the great sword immortals. What is there to fear?" Someone below gasped, recognizing her. "It's Immortal Lu, a master who just broke through to the 7th realm." Hope surged through the army as they cheered, their spirits reignited. Immortal Lu raised her sword high. "Steel yourselves. Follow this old woman. Into battle." But before anyone could respond, the Mad Demon appeared right before her. In a single motion, he smashed her head to pieces. He sneered coldly. "A worthless nobody who barely reached Quasi-Supreme dares to block my path." Meanwhile, on Gu Changge's side, he walked silently through the battlefield with Miss Changge and Adar, hidden under a concealing barrier as chaos raged all around them. Gu Changge grimaced, thinking to himself, "To conceal my cultivation and deceive the world's will, this wheel of rebirth technique is remarkably useful." They flew closer to a ruined city as the flames of war raged below. Miss Changge glanced down and said quietly, "This is South Baron State, one of the 13 states. The otherworldly sky demons first appeared here. Gu Changge peered toward the distant city. South Baron? That city over there. Changge nodded. Yes, but it won't be long before South Baron City is destroyed. Her eyes turned melancholy. Those experts are all sent by the Southern Light Empire in South Baron. They're attached to a sect called Sword Cliff. They've been holding the line against the sky demons for a long time. Gu Changge listened and nodded, then noticed movement ahead. Inside the city, a massive cauldron smashed through buildings, plowing forward and destroying everything in its path. A man was hurled several meters, coughing blood. A lady inside a carriage cried out, "Elder!" The old man shouted, "Quickly, flee! Don't let the fourth princess." One soldier, eyes wide, recognized the fallen elder. He's an elder of the seventh realm. How was he defeated so quickly? Another soldier raised his sword. He's likely already halfway into the eighth realm. Take the fourth princess and leave. I'll hold him off for a moment. A third soldier scoffed, "Don't be ridiculous. You're only at the fifth realm. Smashing you would be like crushing an ant." The second soldier asked, desperate, "Then what? There's no escape?" The fourth princess, voice steady and fearless from inside the carriage, declared, "I won't leave. I'll fight him to the death." The figure lifted his massive cauldron, shrinking it to the size of his palm. With a flick of his wrist, he unleashed a crushing force that pinned the two guards beside the princess to the ground. "You've got some guts," he sneered. "But rest assured, I won't let you die easily." Stretching out his hand, he grinned wickedly. "As a princess, you still hold some value." From within her carriage, the princess was yanked helplessly into the air, pulled straight toward him. The guards could only watch, their bodies frozen under the immense pressure. The man caught her in his grasp and laughed darkly. Whether sold or toyed with, you'll be of use. Blood trickled from the corner of the princess's lips as her expression darkened. "Dying won't be that easy," the man mocked with a twisted smile. Watching from above, Changge gasped. "Xiandai?" Gu Changge turned to her calmly. "You know this fourth princess?" Changge clutched his sleeve, her voice trembling. "Benefactor, Xiandai is the most gifted prodigy of the Southern Light Empire. We've known each other since childhood. Please, save her." Gu Changge smiled faintly, pondering for a moment. "Since she's a princess," he said softly, patting Changge's head, "and she's your friend, I'll naturally look after her." Suddenly, a shadow appeared behind the man holding the princess. He turned sharply, only to freeze in shock. It was Adar. Adar glared at him, his aura cold and heavy. Scram. Without hesitation, the man handed the princess over and fled into the distance. As he flew past, he dared a quick glance toward Gu Changge, only to see that same calm, faint smile. A bead of sweat rolled down his face. Adar gently set the princess on the ground. Changge rushed forward, calling out, "Xiandai." The princess tried to clear her throat weakly as her guards ran over, shouting, "Fourth princess." Changge stood beside her, holding her hands. "Xiandai? How are you?" Xiandai looked stunned for a moment before calling out, "Changge, how did you get here?" Changge smiled softly. "It's a long story." Xiandai then turned her gaze toward Gu Changge and Adar, her eyes filled with curiosity. "They are." Changge smiled again. "They're my benefactors. They also came from beyond that rift." Xiandai's eyes widened in shock. "What?" "Don't worry." Changge reassured her quickly. "Though they're outsiders, the young master is a good person." Xiandai looked at her quietly, then asked, "What happened after you passed through the space rift? Did you see the seniors? The source of the disaster?" Changge's face darkened slightly. "I was captured by the otherworldly sky demons the moment I crossed over. They took me to their world and kept me imprisoned for months. If young Master Gu hadn't saved me, I would have been dead by now." She took a deep breath before continuing, "The power of that world far exceeds anything we could imagine. This massive invasion we're facing, it's just a mere drop in the bucket to them." Xiandai was taken aback. "A mere drop?" Before she could say more, several figures descended from the sky. "Fourth princess," they called out urgently. "Are you unharmed?" Xiandai turned and recognized one of them. "Guardian Shun." The old man hurried over, his voice filled with relief. Upon hearing of South Baron State's peril, the sect master sent this old man and these disciples to aid you. It's a relief you're safe." Xiandai nodded respectfully. "Greetings, Sword Cliff senior brothers and sisters." A woman standing behind Guardian Shin smiled reassuringly. Junior sister Xiandai will protect you from those otherworldly sky demons beyond the realms. Guardian Shun then noticed Aching and paused in surprise. Little Aching? And who are the two behind you? Xiandai glanced back with a faint smile. There are benefactors. Gu Changge smiled faintly, his tone calm but deliberate. My name is Gu Changge. I come from beyond the heavens, what you call the otherworldly sky demons. At once, Guardian Shun and the disciples behind him stiffened, their spiritual energy flaring as they prepared to fight. Xiandai and Aching quickly stepped forward, standing protectively in front of Gu Changge. Guardian Shun, Xiandai said firmly. He's the one who saved our lives just now. Aching added quickly. If it wasn't for him, we would have been killed by that sky demon earlier. Gu Changge gave a light smile. Indeed, this guy has no fondness for fighting and killing. On the contrary, he paused, his gaze distant. I hope to bring this world a glimmer of hope. The scene shifted to Xiaoyao's side. He stood amid the chaos, helping a group from the profound sword world cut down an enemy and saving a young woman in the process. The lady looked at him, puzzled. Why would an otherworldly sky demon know our Shu sex techniques? And why did you save me? Xiaoyao lowered his gaze and replied softly. Miss, I'd like to borrow a set of clothes. She blinked in confusion. Clothes? He glanced at her with a calm expression. Your current attire differs greatly from what I wore back in my day. Tell me, what year is this? If you enjoyed this episode, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. See you next time.